Once the wall is watertight, we have the paper and the tape, then it's time to start laying out for the actual vinyl siding. Now, in order to do that and make sure everything is straight, we need a level line all the way around the bottom of your house, and then we use a starter strip that follows that level line. It's very important that that's in place and that's level, because that's our foundation,
right.
that's our start. If we start crooked, we're going to end crooked. So that once that line is in place and it's nice and level, our first piece of siding can go on.
Put a piece of J-channel, which is part of the vinyl carpentry line. It's a color match to the siding. We'll just put it here to receive the siding at this point.
And on your home, we're installing the CertainTeed vinyl siding, and we're using Monogram. We also are using the longer panels. There's a choice in sizes of panels. You can have a 12-foot, 16-foot, 20-foot panel. And basically what that does is the longer the panel, the less seams were required. So in this case, we have 20-foot panels to try and cut down on the number of seams that you have.
On a Monogram, I can pick up a 20-footer and it doesn't crease in the center by myself. On any other siding, you'll be having 2, 3 guys pick up a 20-footer. I can turn this whole panel myself, slide it into the wall, and I can lock this panel in without it creasing.
The great thing about this Monogram CertainTeed vinyl siding is the STUDfinder. It comes right in on the nailing flange, and not only does it increase or optimize the performance of installation 25% faster, but it also eliminates any damage in the wall cavities to electrical wiring, plumbing, or any other mechanical devices. So on the top of the nailing flange here, it's marked out all the way down with STUDfinder on it, and every same letter is 16 inches from each other to center.
Yeah, Danny, the STUDfinder, that's on the top of it that says STUDfinder. You hit a letter, it hits a stud. You hit that same letter again, you know it's going to land on another stud. So you're guaranteed this siding is going to stay on the house because it's nailed to the studs and not just the plywood.
And you're guaranteed to hit a stud every time?
On the back of the panel, on the bottom, we have a 3/4 inch butt. On the back here, we have a lock. On the top of the panel where the STUDfinder is, where Taylor was explaining, there's a lock, a lip hanging down that has a locking system on it. When you hear that sound, hear that lock? That is a good sound. The locking system they have on Monogram, it's final. And we're nailing these a little loose so the siding has room to expand and contract, because it's got to have room to play. If not, you're going to have buckles and whatnot in the siding.
Especially this with a thick panel.
Yes, it's got a thick gauge.
In the summer weather like this, it will expand a bit, and in the winter time when it gets cold out, obviously it would contract. And then on each panel on both sides there's an inch separation to where the nailing flange or the STUDfinder isn't there, and that's cut back so that in the summertime, the winter time, when the panel expands or contracts, these ends aren't hitting and then causing bow outs or ripples inside the panels.
Marshall Building and Remodeling is a 5-star contractor. So we are a shingle master as well, which is basically the same thing. We're giving the training required to make sure that all the products are going to be installed on your home to the standards that CertainTeed requires. Because siding is an overlapped product, from one direction the seams are a little bit more apparent than the other direction. It's important when you get started to determine which direction you're going to be looking for the most part and try to point the seams away.
I had no idea so many details went into siding.
Yeah, and you wouldn't unless they're done wrong. So once you do it and all of a sudden you're seeing that type of stuff, that's when it's important to have that contractor with the training from CertainTeed to make sure that those things get done properly.